I guess we're at part 7 of things every man should understand. There's a long list of things that we consider like masculine or feminine for no reason. Like a lot of it doesn't make any sense. Being violent is not masculine. Suffering is not masculine. Being a dick is not masculine. Making things harder for yourself is not masculine. I'm not sure where we got a lot of this stuff from, but like dirt, oil, and grime aren't masculine. Like having clear skin isn't feminine. Having a face care routine, for example, not feminine. Clean nails, clipped fingernails, not feminine. Matter of fact, if you're dating women, clean and clip your nails. Women aren't out here trying to get fresh cuts and a UTI just because you don't know how to groom. If you play video games and you react violently when you hear women in your game, that shit is weird as fuck. Turns out it is much harder to attract women when you spend your time scaring away women. Truth does not need to be harsh. I very frequently hear men say something along the lines of, I'm just giving them the harsh truth, when in reality, they're just being an asshole. There's a time and a place for softening your delivery. There's a time and a place for being more direct when your delivery. A good communicator knows when to use which. But I'm just telling them the harsh truths. A lot of times that just means I just wanted to find a way to be an asshole. Just do a self-check to see if the harshness that you use was even necessary to get your point across. I'm being direct right now without being harsh. If someone says no to you and you freak out, that's a good indication that they probably should not have said yes to you. Learn how to take rejection with dignity. Okay, that's totally fine. This idea that women only go for the guys that are this, and this is not true. You more than likely already know guys that are in relationships or killing it in the dating game who do not fit that description. I know I definitely do. What's more likely the issue is that the women that you specifically are interested in aren't interested in you specifically. And the whole women only go for blah, blah, blah is just an excuse so that you don't have to do any self-reflection or self-work in order to build yourself up. Because I promise I could find somebody who looks just like you that's in a relationship. It is okay to admit that you thought somebody was cool and then you realize that they suck. It takes maturity and wisdom to be able to change your mind when you're presented with new information. When I made that video featuring a bunch of clips of Andrew Tate talking about how he was exploiting women in order to scam men out of thousands of dollars and beating women and all kinds of stuff like that. When I made the video with those clips, a lot of men were in my comments having a really hard time wrestling with that. And that's okay. But once you see new information, you should be able to change your mind or at least have a reevaluation phase where you start to actually think about that stuff. When it comes to being a man, there's a lot of pressure to be a certain way or present yourself as a certain way in order to be validated by everyone else. You don't have to give a fuck about none of that shit. There was a video like a month or two ago where this dude was like, as a man, what you doing in a dressing room? You don't know your size? And I replied to that video and I was like, as a man, I'ma do what I want. Like I'ma do what I want. You don't gotta buy into none of that shit. You don't have to perform your gender. You just have to exist. Be what you think, what your version of a good person is. Your gender doesn't even have to factor into that. Does that make sense? I hope this makes sense. I'll leave you guys with that. I'll see you in the next video.